So we have the liver right here,
Yep.
and then this little
Did everybody find a green deflated balloon of some sort?
Yeah.
There's nothing else in your cat that can be green, right?
It's kind of cool, actually.
It is kind of
So
cool.
what's the little-
Eyes could be green.
You need to know the lobes of the liver too.
the individual lobes?
How about we just stick with liver today?
Okay.
Good call.
Is that what's going to be on the
I-
exam, just
I'm
liver?
agreeing.
If there's a pin in that, just tell me it's a liver, okay?
Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Yay! Woo, good.
Okay.
Good.
So here we have the stomach, right?
Now, for me to test you guys, you have to see everything. So I have to take this cat and I have to lay this cat out so you've got some point of reference, right? This is a karate way for me to test you, correct? So this thing has to be laid out. You've got 3 parts to the stomach. What are my 3 parts to the stomach? What's way up here?
The fundus,
What's in the middle?
the body,
What's way over here?
pylorus,
What's the valve right here?
pyloric sphincter.
Correct. So I have to lay this out for you, and there's not going to be a random pin in the middle. I need a pointer. Do you have a pointer? Or a scissors?
I have a scissors.
I'm not going to say what's this, because that's pretty obscure, right? It has to be here, or here, or here. Is that good for you guys? It will be, there's nothing that's going to be obscure. There's no borderlines. I'm not asking you to guess.
So if we are unclear of what exactly you're pointing at, can we ask you to come
I
over
would
and just kind of
expect you.
put fingers around?
Do you
Or-
want to be up here? Are you asking me here, or are you asking me over here?
Okay.
But I will pin it appropriately.
So the central part, you just call them like the central part of the stomach, that's what we're talking about, right? That's just like fundus, body, and pylorus?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. But I won't ask you some in-betweener location over here, because that's ugly town. This should be very obvious fundus, correct? Good, that's my goal. All right. So then, you again have to have this all smeared out, so I'm going to make it like a test. You should be able to tell that the stomach comes down and transitions to this first part of the intestines on this picture, correct?
Yeah.
What is the first part of the intestine?
Duodenum.
Okay, what is all of this? My anatomy teacher said this is jejunum, jejunum, jejunum. There's lots of all this curly stuff, right? And then somewhere over here, we have intestines, large intestines over here. So he has to be laid out. You have to be able to see this because there are 3 parts of the large intestine, correct? What are those parts?
Ascending, transverse, and descending.
Same thing. I have to be obvious. I'm not going to give you some poker. Where's my poker part? Right here. It's not going to be this. I have to either be able to say that it is the ascending over here, the transverse, which is here, or the descending, which is here. I won't obscure you. If you feel like it's obscured, you have to ask me. And I will say, no, it's in this part, or no, it's in this part. Okay? But again, if I've got a cat laying out this part, this way, can you see that we've got a transition from the jejunum and small intestine into the large via this picture? What is the most caudal aspect of the small intestine? Ileum, correct. So I have to show you that. What is this little doodad hanging off the edge?
Cecum.
Correct. Now, you've got an area that's right here. You've got a spot that comes from here and joins up in this little random spot. What is this right here?
Ileocecal junction.
Ileocecal junction, correct. So I've got to, if I'm over here, I'm not asking you for a junction, right? If I'm over here, what do you think?
Junction.
Junction. All right. If any one of you put small intestine as a label on my exam, you will get it wrong. So if you're actively writing out small intestine, just know it's a -2. If you are actively writing out large intestine, just assume you're getting a -2. Because each one of this has 3 parts and this has 3 parts. I want specific. Okay? Nobody's going to write large intestine or small intestine, are you? Every single quarter somebody writes small intestine or large intestine. 3 parts, 3 parts. No small intestine, large intestine. Okay, good.
So where's our, so this is our spleen, correct?
Everybody should have something that looks like a tongue. Spleen.
And then our pancreas.
We'll look. What is, what's this stuff?
Mesentery.
What's this stuff?
Omasum.
Nope.
Omentum.
Omasum belongs to cow stomachs. Omentum belongs to this. Omentum. Omasum is cow. Good? You guys should. It covers all of your intestines. It's actually kind of a cool little part. If you would rupture an intestine, this actually wraps around it and seals off that spot. It's kind of really cool. It's really cool. Now, you guys, pancreas for me is the most difficult spot because everybody's pancreas looks different. See how glandular that stuff looks? What are my landmarks? What am I going to look for? What is pancreas attached to? It's in omentum.
Under the omentum.
It's under the omentum in one part.
It's near the spleen.
Over here it is. But the one place you can always look, what is this attached to? What part of the intestine is this?
The duodenum.
Duodenum. Laying next to the duodenum is the pancreas. Okay. It also follows the greater curvature of the stomach. If this weren't here, there's the greater curvature of the stomach. And right next to it is your pancreas. So you can appreciate that if this whole guy turned over in a dog, it drags the spleen with, crinks off the pancreas, and does some really wildly ugly things. Okay, so that's those are your landmarks. Greater curvature of the stomach and your duodenum.
Okay. And then you said to not worry about the sublingual gland.
No sublingual glands. I
Okay.
won't test you on that one. Good? Do we catch all the body parts? You guys know